Awolowo. The incident occurred when the zookeeper was carrying out his duties ensuring the lion's well-being. Awolowo, a seasoned veterinary technologist with over a decade of experience, had been in charge of the zoological garden at OAU. The exact details of what happened are still being investigated, and authorities are working to determine the cause of this tragic incident. A distressing viral video that surfaced online showed the aftermath of the incident, where shocked colleagues can be heard expressing their outrage as Mr. Awolowo laid unconscious on the floor in his own blood. Well, joining us in the studio to discuss more on this is occupational health and safety specialist Ehi Ide. Good morning. It's good to have you join us.
Good morning. Thanks for inviting me.
Now, this matter is said to have been avoidable as it is, but quickly talk to us what you think could have gone wrong, because he is said to have been the one that have been feeding this lion since when it was born, since it was a cub, but it now happened that it's the same that killed him. What do you think happened?
Well, it is really difficult to actually pinpoint what happened, but let's take it from the point of occupational health, because this was this man's job. Yeah. So he died at the cost of his job. But we'll start this discussion by establishing the fact that lions are predators. They're social animals, and they are very high predators. When a lion is faced between loyalty to the person that takes care of him and hunger, lion will actually choose one. Lion will take priority over hunger than to be loyal to the person who watches over him. So we can't really say what happened. Was this lion hungry? Was this lion maltreated? Was this lion manhandled? Were there issues that look like threatful issues to the lion? Because lion wants to be, lion is a very superior animal. It's called an apex predator, wants to be in control and things done in his or her own terms. But were there things that were pointers that led to the lion reaction? And you understand the fact that lions are very swift in reaction. Yeah. So, and also understand the fact that lions also have their own moods. So you also understand, we don't know what the mood that the lion was on that day. As a matter of fact, I was in a conference sometime. We had to visit a ranch, and we're told we're going to see lions, and we'll go walk with lions. So it was scary for me. You know, white people, they like those adventures. But while we're going, one guy said, I will see the lions that are caged, but I don't want to walk with the live lions that are uncaged. He said, reason, I do not know the mood at which the lion woke up. Right. That statement made so much sense to me. As a matter of fact, I queued up behind this guy. I said, honestly, we're on this together. Because people have the tendency to go, let's do the adventure. But understand that also that lions also have their mood. They have mood swing. At that moment, that day that this happened, nobody can really say what was the mood of the lion. And the signs may have been there, and the experts that were looking after the lion may have ignored the signs, and this unfortunately happened. And we just cannot say what, but it's really pathetic. But are there cases before where lions have killed those who care for them? Several cases. Absolutely. Several cases.
Yeah, that brings to the fore, the $64,000 question, as they say.
Who's paying for this?
You.
Lion is very expensive. You just have to, think of how much it might cost, especially comparing dollar to naira. So the thing is, it's in a zoo, a zoological garden for the zoologist rather, and then you have. Is it proper that we have lion in their pristine form? Shouldn't they be tamed before they are taken into such conservative environment where fine, they are meant to be studied as if they are in their natural environment, but because they are now away from the jungle, they are within humans. Shouldn't we begin to look at how we tame them for proper accessibility?
Very, very brilliant question. Let me share with you what I saw in the ranch I went to. I saw cubs were caged along with humans.
Along with
humans, yes. That's their job. They stay with the corpse. And I was asking questions, what was the reason? And what we're told was that the moment the corpse are caged and they exist with human for a very long time, they become harmless to human. So they're not like domesticated, okay? But in the midst of this, there are also, like I said earlier on, there are also mood swing. I mean, at a time where there could be reaction. So from the report we got, this guy has looked after this
for 9 years.
When it was just a cop for 9 years. So over time, it is expected that yes, the lion should have been used to this person. But understand the fact that there's what you call accident. It may just be something that happened on that day. No accident happened most time without pointers. There could be pointers to what was going to happen on that day. And maybe those pointers were there. No matter how expert you are in this field, there are pointers that were risky, that may have been shown, and you just ignore those pointers. Lions will not want you to come play with them when they don't want to play. Lion would not want to come poke them when they don't want that. So those things may have happened. I saw one picture recently where a carer of a lion was dragging the tail of a lion. Lion doesn't want to see you, that you are the one in control of him. Lion wants to be in control and wants to be the one that dictates the terms. And this kind of behavior could swift a very quick reaction. And when it happens, the calamity is what we see. Again, understand also that lions are very heavy animals. We can't say whether the lion was playing with him. Because lions, most time, they are heavy. They don't know the extent of the damage of their weight could do to the person they're playing with. So a lot of things could have happened. But the one that worries me is not, you see, we are sad that Mr. Olabode is gone now. But the truth is that it is no longer about he that died. It's about he that the person left behind. And these are the people who experience what happened at the time that lion, killed Mr. Olabode. And you know, that's what we call post-traumatic stress disorder. And these are people who are going to, take up this responsibility in going forward. These are the people that should be our concern right now. The question is, what have we done? As a matter of fact, where we are right now, these people should be under a strong supervision of a counselor, mental health counselor, going through the brief process, because they saw what happened. They suffered, the trauma is huge. And this is their job. Are they going to resign from this job? Are they going to take up this job in going forward? These people should be the people who should be at the center of our conversation in going forward, because except we want to say that zoo will not be manned by anybody anymore. But these people that experience what happened to Mr. Olabode lives in fear right now, and they are perpetually traumatized, and we need to look after those ones immediately.
So as it is, you have mentioned it already, those who have been traumatized by what happened, who are going to carry on with his responsibilities moving forward.
Afterwards, yeah.
Now, what should be done for them? Should we now start looking at other kits that they can be putting on while trying to take care of the lion? Because when you look at the video, it seems that the late Mr. Olabode wasn't properly kitted or something like that. I don't know, but what more can be done?
The question I will ask, what kit will you wear that will prevent you from lion tearing you apart? Really nothing. We just have to review. See, when something happened, the first thing we do in safety is what you call LFI. LFI is learning from incidents, learning from error, learning from accidents. You see, the day we refuse to learn from what happened to us or what has happened, we open doors for more of those consequences to rush into our domain. What we should do right now is doing what you call clear accident investigation to find out what really went wrong. People that were there, that worked with Olabode on that day, after the debrief, let's really be able to say, ask them what really went wrong, what happened. We need to look at the patterns. What were the things that happened before the lion attacked or killed Mr. Olabode? We need to investigate that properly. Once that is done, you are going to see pointers that are pointing to this and this and this could have been the thing that happened. Then it tells us there are gaps in the process. What we do right now is, can we collate those gaps and see how we can cover those gaps in ensuring that, close those gaps in ensuring that those that work, do this job in going forward, these risks are mitigated. We are not saying that there will not be risks. That's why we talk about risk assessment.
Absolutely.
It may have been that there have been pointers, there have been risks that were prevalent within this profession or within this task that Mr. Olabode does every day. But he may just have been lucky that every day he goes to this work and he comes back home alive, because along the line, this risk did not escalate. But now we have seen there's a threat and there is a top event, Mr. Olabode, that now what we need to do is look at the system thoroughly, investigate the system, what were the risks or what are the risks that are prevalent. Let's see how we can look at it, analyze them, mitigate them, so that this sad incident doesn't occur again.
Yeah, there's so many questions rioting in my head, and I was wondering.
I don't like that word, riots, please.
So I was wondering why the lion was euthanized after he attacked Dr. Olabode. Was that the proper thing to have been done? Well, that's one. And again, if you look at the manner of feeding, I don't know whether they move closer to the lion to feed it, or they feed it with a live goat so that it hunts as if it's in the jungle. And the dogs, the kind of dogs that people are breeding now, because of their semen that they are cross-bred, they're mixing, as far as I know, wild animals with that of domestic, so as to bring out different kind of breeds or species. What say you to all of this?
I think being euthanized, I'm not so sure, but I think that's the process, because now if you leave that lion within that environment, that could occur. Being euthanized was the right thing to do. But it's pathetic because, animal rights advocates will always speak against it. There's no need to kill an animal, but animal has killed someone. But the best thing to do was that. But I don't know what the lion, definitely they feed them with white animal. I understand lions are very lazy animals. They eat at once and they may not eat again in the next 3 days, because they just sit down once they are fed, and they're lazy and they stay in that place. But I don't know what was used to feed these animals. But I don't know what is used to breed the dogs that we have right now. It could be a factor. But like I said earlier on, we can only speculate at this moment until we do a thorough investigation to see what really happened. Not just what happened at the incident, at the point of death. What were the trajectory, the patterns? How is that center? How is it managed? We need to see from A to Z, analyze the entire system, because if you analyze H to Z, there's a lot you are leaving behind. Let's analyze the entire system. Yes, let's see what are really the gaps, because the truth is that zoonotic center we see be open, but we need to see. I mean, just imagine people could go there to visit these lions. Do you understand? I mean, I don't know if the Alaipo to go there to visit lion uncaged, but just imagine that this was somebody who walked in as a visitor that the lion took.
In fact, there are stories making the round that he was trying to rescue a lady that the lion was trying to attack, and in the process, he was the one.
I tell you the truth, Mr. Olabode cannot rescue any lady from a lion. The lion reaction is just too swift. It's just too swift. You can't, if the lion attacks a lady, Olabode cannot rescue that lady, because the lion understand that this is a very heavy predator. The weight on its own is like about 3 times the weight or 4 times the weight of Mr. Olabode. Where will he start from? So I think there was just something that went wrong that day, maybe in the process of a relationship, or again, understand also lions, also they could be depressed.
Sorry. But if we were to proffer perhaps a solution in the process for the process of investigation and averting any kind of future reoccurrence, what would that be?
Firstly, because for you to be able to prescribe or recommend something for future reoccurrence, you need to understand the system you are making that recommendation to. The first thing that was said earlier, the first thing is for that system to be investigated. That system to be investigated, analyze the risk from A to Z. Then on that note, you can see the gaps. But perhaps you are able to see what was to be done that was not done, or what not to have been done that was done that led to Mr. Olabode's death.
Right.
So you are not able at that point to make recommendations, and this is the point.
Yeah.
Well, I would like you to speak to the earlier question that I asked about dogs, the kind of dogs that are being bred now. Lion, just like you said, it has mood, but I'm not sure whether they have emotions. But they talk about dog as having emotions, their man's best friend.
I think they do, because there's this South African who breeds lions, and he keeps, mingling with them. They jump at him. When they see him, they're excited.
South Africans are lions are 5 and 6. Yes. And if you watch some of the videos on on IG and all of that, you see some Arabians who are also keeping lions
in their
and
homes.
guess what they give them is milk. They don't feed them, meat.
Raw meat.
Yeah, meat that has
blood.
I don't know. As far as I know, I think the one that I saw that I tried to read up on was entirely milk.
I think when you change the nutrition of a lion, you change the lion entirely. Naturally, lions are predators. Lion will not go and hunt for meat in the bush. So lions will not go and hunt for meat in the bush. Lions are predators. If you watch wildlife television, lions go after live animals and they tear them and they feed from there. Lions have emotions. Like I said earlier on, they have mood swing, and that's emotions. And I said earlier on that we don't know the mood at which that...
No, emotions, but in that regard, what I meant was, this doctor has been taking care of me for the past 9 years since I was born. What got over me? What took over me?
That's being human.
Yeah, exactly.
You're thinking that, like I said in my opener statement, I said when the lion is faced between loyalty and hunger, lion will take
to
satisfy that hunger over loyalty, and that's a clear thing. So, and again, this is the point we need to establish. We don't know when last that lion was fed. We don't know when last that lion was fed, because lion has to be fed to optimal level before lion can really stay and lazy around for the next couple of days until he's hungry. So we don't. This is why we come back again to the government. To the condition of the country. Are we able to make, one goat available for this lion every 2 or 3 days? So these are things we need to interrogate closely.
Yeah, that brings me to this matter because when you see the condition of some of the lions in these zoos, you can practically see their ribs.
They're malnourished.
They are malnourished, and it's like they are being starved and not properly taken care of. A lot of persons have complained about this. It does go to show that perhaps we are not really able to manage, things like this.
If we see, it's about resources, what you have and the resources you have to manage those things that you have at your possession. If we are not able to manage this, the right resources for these things, let's let them go, because there's no need bringing a lion. You want to say I have a lion in my zoo and you starve the lion. When you do that, what you have done with that is that you have made that zoo to become a very hazardous place and become very risky to both the people that work in that place and visitors that come to look at those lions. So if we are not able to, part of the investigation that we look at is to look at what is the budget for the feeding of that lion per quarter, per quarter or per annum. And when they bring out the budget, these are the things we're going to look at.
For a school, I'm wondering what the budget is.
Exactly. So if a school cannot manage or make provisions for the management of those zoo, knock it off. You mustn't have the zoo. Let it go and transfer the lion to other people that that can manage them, so that they can live a better life. But
that will be depriving the students who perhaps are using that.
Yeah, but you may not.
For some of their classes or practicals.
You may have animals that are easy to manage,
right,
but not necessarily a lion. Lion is a lot.
Unfortunately, ASU's strike and ASU agitation does not cover that of the lion. Nobody's...
Even the budgets are not approved as the way they are placed to the authorities. So the budgets are cut. When the budgets get cut, they cut the resources they also need to feed these animals.
You've not answered the question on dogs.
Well, I don't know much about dogs crossbreeding, and what the nutritional value finally ends up to. So you can see I have been dodging that question. You keep bringing it up.
Okay.
But I don't really know what...
The safety around them. That's the point I'm actually trying
Having
to...
such wild cats around your house.
Attacking babies, attacking...
The risk of dog to communities,
humans.
is that what... okay, yes.
That's the point I'm making.
It has always been there. We won't say because dogs are being maybe fed differently or they are being crossbred, and that is the issue. No. Even while we're children, we've always had dogs. A dog could run mad. We've seen that severally, and a wild dog, and it attacks entire neighborhoods. I remember when I was young, we had these issues. It depends. Like again, that's what we're talking about. The dog also have mood swing, and dogs also have, at the point, what is the mental state of that dog? Dog have mental state.
Really?
Yes. It has a mental state. Everything. We are all like same thing. They have mental state. So if the mental state is, it goes beside, what happens? It will attack. That's why I have a colleague in church that her own dog woke up one morning and attacked her and tore her entire hand. This is the dog that she has raised from the point of birth.
Wow. So
it happens. And these are accidents. Sometimes it doesn't happen often. You don't know what to do to avert it. You wake up, you see your dog, and just to say bingo, and the next thing, dog just goes wild. So what do you do? These are things that happen.
Call their dogs bingo.
Bingo.
Anyway, we have to leave the conversation here now. He's occupational health and safety specialist. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for inviting me.
Right. Well, this is where we draw the curtains on the program for today. Let's tell you that the views and reactions of all our resource persons are theirs and have no connection with TVC News. Up next is Your View with the Ladies, and afterwards this morning with